Hello, and thank you for watching The Rooted Needs of Gifted Learners by Francesca Carver. All learners are designed to be challenged. The following presentation will enlighten you just some of the many needs of gifted learners. Need 1. One learning style doesn't meet the needs of all learners. And as you can see here in this picture, each group member is definitely doing and contributing to the lab in different ways. One girl is reading the background and telling the kids what to do and the procedures that it's involved, while the other two are actually doing different analysis. It just depends on what they are interested in to get the job done. Need 2. No one explains what being gifted is all about. It's a big secret. These students here have actually often questioned me about what does it mean that I'm gifted? Why do I have that little sign in gradebook next to my name? And it's a hard conversation to have because there's also other kids who are not classified as gifted that are sitting right next to them. So having a moment of conversation with them individually is very important to explain giftedness versus just being really smart and really engaged into a normal classroom. Need 3. Gifted students may doubt that they are actually gifted. As you can see here, this student is kind of down and out about what he is working on. And he's been challenged so much in regards to his testing that we have had to work with him in regards to how he can actually learn the material for himself and not just for test. So we have tried different things with him, but breaking through his doubt is what has really improved his learning strategies in the classroom, his learning advances in the classroom. Need 4. Gifted students may face social challenges, not just from parents and teachers, but from peers as well. So please watch this simple video to explain.
You're supposed to be perfect. Wait. No, you got 5 wrong? You're supposed to get them all right. Why would you get them all right? You got 5 wrong out of 35. You should be perfect.
As you can see from that little tidbit of video is that the kids were tested and the kids made some simple mistakes, and even peers challenge each other, but maybe not in the best way, maybe in a form of ridicule. However, us teachers do the same thing and parents do the same thing. So I just wanted to show you the expression of the student who is being picked on basically because of his test score and just getting 5 wrong. 5 wrong is still an A. It's not 100%, but it is still a really good grade compared to some of the other students in the class. So is our standard of being perfect all the time a constant standard that we have with our students, especially when we know that they're gifted? Do we ever come across as, oh my goodness, I can't believe that she just did that in regards to a test or a project? We need to be careful with how we come across to these students. After all, they will be challenged and they will make mistakes. Need 5. Gifted students can express emotional sensitivity. Just like that other kid in the other picture, this is another girl who actually doesn't have much doubt. She's very confident in herself. However, there's one topic that she struggles with, and she has a fear of failure before her. And so her fear has actually led her to give up on her assignment, give up on the learning that standard and having understanding of gravitational pull. Need 6. Gifted students know that their shyness is often looked down upon. Here's a classic video of what happens when group work is occurring.
So for me, I got green because with the clouds and stuff are acid, the clouds absorb more heat reflecting from the.
Yeah, it's a greenhouse. It traps all the heat from.
I agree with you because like all the heat would just be contained. What do you think?
As you can see here, the young lady was asked a question by her peers. The three of the boys are talking about their test and how they got a certain question wrong or correct. And they wanted to involve their other partner, but their other partner had no response. And it's not maybe because she didn't have an answer, because clearly she did. This was an after test review, and she could have mentioned her answer. However, she decided not to. So there's this inward shyness that doesn't allow herself to communicate, although there is nothing wrong in the situation and she has the correct answers. So I don't think there's fear of failure or doubt involved, but maybe she's just inwardly shy and just very introverted and keeps to herself, and maybe she felt like she would be doing wrong if she did share her idea and her thoughts about the question. So that is very common with gifted students, because they often feel like they can't share their ideas, and trying to break through that and open these students up into group work and into class discussions will really help these students break out of their shyness. Need 7. Gifted students' abstract intuition may conflict with teachers' desire for concrete thinking. Taking a look at this picture, you have two students working on a big picture project. It's not even a project, it's like a review, where they go table to table and they use their notes and their own ideas, their abstract intuition, to make a claim or fix claims that have already been made in regards to the picture that is there. This is not an essay, this is not a short answer, this is literally students just writing what they know. And sometimes gifted students, they give so much detail to writing what they know that it may not be considered as always the correct answer or the textbook answer or anything that comes from a educational teacher standpoint. Therefore, there could be conflict with the students' abstract thinking, their creation, into the teacher's desire for concrete thinking. Need 8. Twice exceptional students face special social or emotional difficulties. And I have this student here who is very bright, but he is diagnosed with autism, and he can keep up very well with curriculum and explain a lot of different aspects of the curriculum in his own words. But he does struggle socially. You don't really see him around with other students, or even when working with group work, he tends to do things individually, and not work within a group, and especially during labs. He will do an entire lab by himself without interacting with others. Good thing about him, and something that you can use to help the situation, is that he loves collecting pencils. So maybe having a relationship with him regarding pencils would entice him to be more open with others around him. He also loves SpongeBob, so maybe having something SpongeBob related near him may entice him to be open with others. He dislikes reading, so getting him to do an assignment in reading rather than doing like a lab situation where you're working with your hands is very difficult, and trying to build the boundary or the relationship, the bridge between pencils and SpongeBob and then reading might help if we know what he likes and what he can do rather than what he cannot do. Get the students crave the opportunity to socialize with others of likability or performance. So let's check out this video.
Answer because then you guys I respect what it is because when it's the sun and are to each other. So then you've got two gravitational forces pulling in opposite directions, so then it's going to be more balanced out. So instead of the moon and the sun going in one direction.
Okay, I didn't have to say anything in that video, yet those students were actually teaching each other, helping each other, being respectful in their help, but helping each other out with their ideas. And then here is another need 10, and it's very much the same. These students are working together to figure out these unknown compounds and doing different tests. The need is get the students need the opportunity to learn at high levels with others of like abilities. So not only do they need to socialize with others, but they have to learn with each other at high levels of ability, where the teacher doesn't step in and give the answers, where the teacher actually is more of a facilitator and is walking around the classroom making sure everyone is focused on what's being said. But the things that are being said are actually coming from the students in their socialization. And then the learning is from them breaking down the content and figuring things out themselves, questioning each other. And those two that video and this picture is showing clearly just that, the amount of learning that's happening just based upon allowing the students to put their brains together and figure things out together. Need 11, training and setting realistic learning goals and time management, such as SMART goals. So this is something that I did with my students in regards to their quarterly goals. And my students will come up with a goal. It doesn't always have to be academic. However, the first quarter had to be academic. And these students are making SMART goals where they are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So these students can measure their goals to see if they have achieved it, if they have failed to achieve it, to do better next time, to figure all of those things out. With gifted students, they have lots of different things that they are good at and that they're involved in. Therefore, it's not just for academic, but it could also be set for behavioral and for extracurricular activities such as sports, music, art, and all of those other things. Need 12. Gifted students need a safe and open learning environment with the acceptance of differences in perspective and originality. One way to bring happiness into the classroom is having a class pet. So check out the class pets that my students are in charge of taking care of. I do apologize for this. They want to go beyond you. Sorry for all of the different changes of slides, but that video was just to show you that we have these turtles. These turtles are like our pets in the classroom. It's something that we care for. It's something that I often bring back the science concepts to in regards to their environment in the tank and how to take care of them. But another thing is that our school does is Gator Chats, where the students go can go. We could be anywhere